heart of UK mountain biking. The Tweed Valley has provided a cornerstone for mountain biking in the UK for over 2 decades now. It's provided successful racers a springboard to success and a place to hone their skills. Racing goes back before the millennium, before disc brakes, chain guides, and certainly before dropper posts. The Golfy and Cadden Bank were at one time downhill race venues. The likes of Chris Ball, Stu Thompson, Tracy Mosley, and of course Steve Peat and Rob Warner were all racing the National Downhill Series at Innerleithen at the turn of the century.
When I first started cross-country racing, the first race I did was at Cabeston, circa 1990. And you never thought about the bikes you were riding. They're totally shit compared to what we've got now. Yeah. First downhill race we did was at Cabeston again. It was a 2-up descent from the reservoir, hit straight to the forest road, and then absolutely bomb it down the forest road to the gates. And that was a downhill race on your cross-country bike.
Yeah, it went from Clockworks to then I went to Scum, which was started up by a few of our parents, and then that changed to FDA, and then it just went massive in the early 2000s, and the racing went absolutely huge.
As bike technology advanced, the National Series and Scottish Downhill Rounds returned on a yearly cycle, making the most of the now established Innerleithen trails. Then there was that big event slightly further north called the Downhill World Champs. Of course, the Tweed Valley would ensure it got some limelight as well, with local rider Rory Cunningham grabbing gold in front of a home crowd. What a time for Scottish mountain biking that was. While the Seven Stains and the popular cross-country routes of Innerleithen and Glentress would continue to cater for many people, it would be the advancements of bikes that would help bring a whole new dimension to bike riding and racing. Enduro was born. Enduro racing on a national scale first came to the Tweed Valley around 2011, and since then thousands of riders continue to explore the riding in the area and enter the breadth of events on offer.
I never really explored any of the off-piste stuff, and it was only when I moved here about 5 years ago that I started kind of exploring, and it was just immense, like total rabbit warren of trails, like all over just the whole valley. It's incredible, and there's a saying, once you're in the valley you never leave the valley.
In 2012, a vital step in enduro racing was most likely conceived on the trails that would only a few years later hold the series which helped create them. The Enduro World Series, the ultimate in any rider's enduro racing aims, was hosted in the Tweed Valley in 2014 and 2015 and showcased many of the incredible trails in the area. It's still an event which stands out for me as a racer, and this is mirrored by many other racers on the EWS circuit.
People from all over the UK would travel here to ride. And even since then, everyone would just come up, it's like, oh, we're going to ride the EWS tracks, after they've been raced or whatever. And I think it just brought everyone up here, because it was like the World Cup of enduro, you know, coming here, and it came twice in a row.
It was about time that the EWS returned, and 2019 sees the EWS Continental Series return to the Tweed Valley, pulling in riders from around Europe, the UK, and further afield to race. It has some of the UK's fastest riders and even some of the local factory riders racing. This race is particularly important, not just for those at the top of their game, but it also provides a perfect stepping stone for many talented and aspiring riders.
I'm quite looking forward to it, yeah, because I've had coaching with Andy throughout around this area, so it'd be quite good to see how that's put into effect. I mean, it'd just bring it home because it's so far away. Everyone, they go around the world, and then having one right at your doorstep would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Puts Tweed Valley on the world map of mountain biking. I mean, it's had an EWS here before, hasn't it? But yeah, it's really cool, I think.
So now in its second year, the European Series is proving to be a great stepping stone for organisers, for venues and for racers between national, domestic level enduro and the full World Series. We're seeing more riders engaging and aiming for that European Series champion title at the end of the 4-round series, and we're being able to engage more with organisers looking to have larger events, larger international events in the future.
With international racing returning to the Tweed Valley for the EWS Continental Series round, will we be seeing another EWS return to Scotland? Will those young riders racing now be standing on international podium steps in future? We may just have to wait to find out.